Hey, what's up internet? It's Paisley Computer, and on this channel, I like to discuss and demonstrate technology that I find fun. And about 6 months ago, I made a heavy investment in fun. And if you've ever looked into this rabbit hole, you know it's a deep, dark money pit. However, you don't need to spend as much as a car to enjoy driving a simulated one. I got a call around Black Friday from a friend exclaiming, "Dude, I did it and you need it too." Well, if a friend jumps off a bridge, what do? You see if they landed. And this friend bought a sim seat, and after hearing his excitement, I knew there was something to this. So I put in my order, and you're now seeing me put my rig together. The frame assembly was rather easy, but getting that chair mounted was a real pain. I started this journey originally just at my desk with a Logitech Force Feedback GT. It's a rather old but sturdy, about $100 used from OfferUp. I later upgraded to a Logitech G290 with a shifter. However, the single ply steel plate is just too thin to really allow for these peripherals to stick. So I had to add a little bit of media beneath the shifter to get it to really grip tightly. Cable management underneath the wheelbase is pretty straightforward. There are little troughs that you tuck the cables into so the wheelbase will attach snugly and securely. Ensuring the wheelbase sits flat and flush ensures that it will tighten up and have plenty of grip to the frame. Speaking of grip, let's fix that shifter. You can see all the crap I had to put underneath there to ensure that it had a tight grip. But we're going to fix that. We're going to take the shifter plate off, and we're going to create a whole new structure underneath to give not only security to the actual frame, but to the shifter itself. So we're going to make a huge mess in the apartment by cutting up a little bit of wood. And what we're going to do is fill the gap. So you can see we've got this perfectly shaped piece of wood that will fill that little portion in there so the shifter can grip well. We're going to take it a step further and actually install a few grommets. So when I bolt this back onto the frame bolts will actually recede into this plank, giving it extra stability. So as you can see, we've got everything nice and lined up. Gap is full and we can bolt it to the frame. Job done. I also applied the same logic to the wheelbase plate. Planks are bolted in place and this puppy is rock solid. Further increase the capabilities of this sim chair by adding 2 cardboard boxes. These hold my Asetto flight sticks in place. Very, very old joystick and throttle controls. But once you add to the chair, the sim pit is fully operational. It doesn't matter how old the hardware is. Even this old joystick still has the old joy pin connectors. Use what you got. Now let's talk about some games. Released in 2019 on the Unreal 4 engine, Assetto Corsa Competizione, and yes, you have to pronounce it like that or the race department will delete your profile, captures the excitement of GT3 and GT4 racing. Competizione is an officially licensed simulation of the 2018 and 2019 Grand Touring seasons. Graphically, quite an upgrade from Assetto Corsa. This game, however, is without all of AC's intense mods. ACC will keep you cemented in the world of GT racing. While you cannot add mods, the base game is a thrill. The audio is incredible. You will feel like you're in the car. You can hear parts of the car squeak and vibrate as you dive into turns. The engine sounds and exhaust kickbacks keep me coming back over and over. The speed and force feedback on the wheel feels absolutely great. You'll have a wonderful time hitting the gas as you're coming out of the turns. You can really feel the cars move on the track. However, the limitation of adding mods and customized cars and tracks does retract from this game's overall longevity. I give ACC a strong 7 out of 10. If you think you have the reaction time, check out F123. This is a racing game developed by Codemasters, the original creators of the Dirt series. This is officially licensed and even includes a single-player mission campaign very similar to the hit series Drive to Survive. Currently, there is no mod support for this game. However, with the speed, graphics, audio and just the overall feel on the wheel, I give this game an 8 out of 10. If you're into customized racing, definitely check out 2017's Project Cars 2. Developed by Slightly Mad Studios and produced by Bandai Namco, Project Cars 2 offers 140 track layouts and 189 cars to choose from. This game is a customizer's dream. You can mix and match any class of car. You can race Formula One cars versus a Ford Pinto. The rules do not matter. You can try anything and everything, and that just adds to the excitement. Graphically, in virtual reality, I do believe that Project Cars 2 has the best graphics available. Given the age of this game, it's kind of a confusing topic, but frankly, it runs better in VR than most of the other games in this review. The detail you will see on the dashboard and just the animations and lighting of everything on the inside of the car always makes me want to have the pilot's view. I just get such a kick out of reading the odometers and checking which gear I am on the actual dashboard. The only thing holding this game back from a perfect score is the audio. It does not have the 3D rendering audio as ACC. However, given the amount of customization allowed in the game, I gotta give Project Cars 2 a 9 out of 10. Pro tip: when you launch BeamNG, choose the Vulkan renderer. Load the game up as you normally would, and once you're in the game, use your VR activate options. In my case, Control 1. This will then open up the game in your virtual environment. Now, I am the first to admit this is extremely buggy. There isn't even a warning that tells you how buggy this will be. However, it is unbelievably fun. When you're tearing down the highway and the cops are chasing you and you accidentally hit the cop and he dents your door in, and then you go into a swerve and you slam into a tree and you see all your car parts explode across the road. Yeah, man, this game rules. All the scenarios and campaigns work in VR, so you can be chased by cops, you can chase down the bad guys, and when you get in a wreck, it is wicked. Having the car crumple around you is pretty traumatic, so driver be warned, this game in VR is intense. 10 out of 10. When exploring racing simulations, you gotta know the developer name Codemasters. These guys have created the best of the best, including Dirt 2. Don't let the age of this game fool you. Released in 2009, Colin McRae's Dirt 2 features multiple off-road racing disciplines, including rally racing, rallycross, hill climbing, and even raid racing. This game is absolutely gorgeous in virtual reality. The feel of this game on the wheel is absolutely unparalleled. Nothing feels as good as Dirt 2. When you are ripping up a hill and hitting the e-brake, putting in a little acceleration, the slides, the drifts, the gravel sliding under your wheels, it is unlike any other game out there. An absolute must-play, 11 out of 10. Well, how? How are we going to beat an 11 out of 10? How is that even possible? Well, it seems like overkill. So is this whole setup and the point of this video. And that is where Assetto Corsa shines. It is the epitome of overkill. In Italian, Assetto Corsa actually means race setup. So this is a less of a racing game and more of just a Roblox type game engine with racing in mind. Released at the tail end of 2014, we are approaching over a decade of mod development for Assetto Corsa. The community has created their own content manager, which allows racers to customize everything to their heart's content. Currently shown is one of my favorite tracks, the Scottish Highlands, and I'm driving an open-wheeled 1950s Lotus race car. And as I'm bounding down the road at 150 miles an hour, the squeaks and squawks and just the way that the suspension moves in front of you and the smoke that comes off the tires, I cannot tell you what a gigantic grin I have on my face every single time I go down this straightaway. And just to show off the versatility of this game, let's take that same straightaway, but this time we're driving a experimental prototype Formula One car, and we're doing about 190 miles an hour. And you can just see the difference of how this car just sticks to the road, and you can just feel it in the wheel, just the grip that you have. It is hard to even describe. In the virtual environment, everything is just moving so fast. This is such a thrill. You are truly white-knuckling around the wheel, especially when you approach a turn like this, and rather than slow down, you hit the gas, and those down forces push you back into the road, and you just take off like a rocket again. I cannot tell you, it is just so much fun. And that's only scratching the surface. Assetto Corsa lets you really dive in deep into your driving simulation. You can even step outside the car if you want and take a look at your character model. In this case, we have no head, but that's all right because I've got one. And once you sit in the car and you feel like you're in a little tub and you put it in first and you hear that engine rev up, you know you're ready to rip or just hit the wall. In my opinion, the Shitoku Revival Project in Assetto Corsa is bar none the best VR driving experience. This is a complete rebuild of the Tokyo Metropolitan Expressway. You can add AI traffic and just enjoy swerving in and out of traffic at unbelievably high speeds in any vehicle you can think of. Personally, I just love the point of view of these classic open-wheeled race cars. Just the view of the suspension and the smoke that comes off the tires as you're tearing around corners is unbelievably fun. You just feel like you're in a rocket-powered go-kart. And you don't have to worry about Johnny Law, so flip off the toll booth at 70 miles an hour. So I hope this video convinced you to also build a sim rig, and I hope to see you out on the track. And don't worry, no matter how much money you spend on your rig, you're still going to hit the wall and burn out. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just use what you got when you start out and have fun. And if you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.